Hi people, me again, Reno Ravenberg as usual, or as always, whatever. In this video I'm going to discuss, like the header already says, the concept of talking to yourself. This is something that a lot of people also do, especially people that are intellectually inclined like me. I do it as well. I talk to myself a lot. And honestly, if you were to record me at an unseen moment, you know, the average person would label me insane or anything or something similar to that. But of course, as always, I don't care because I know what I'm doing. In my case, I have so many things to think about, and my thoughts are of such a magnitude, such a great magnitude, that I need to say it out loud to confirm it for myself. I can't just keep it in my head, to put it that way. So this is normal, and this is the case for many intellectually inclined people. When is talking to yourself wrong? So when can you officially say that, hey, something's wrong with me? Basically diagnosing yourself with some kind of mental illness. It doesn't mean that you're automatically insane, but let's just say it's, so to speak, something that you're not supposed to do. When is that the case? That's the case when you just do so randomly and there is no specific reason for why you're doing so. You have no idea why you're talking to yourself, and you find yourself in not exactly a favorable position in life overall. So let's just say that you're a deadbeat and you suffer from a bunch of other, for example, mundane illnesses like depression and whatnot. Then yeah, talking to yourself is definitely not good. It's definitely not good. Okay, but still, I would simply say that you have to evaluate yourself and see when you started doing so, and try simply keeping your thoughts contained and confined to your mind, so the inside of your head. But yeah, assuming that you're not one of those people, and like I said, many people simply are of an intellectual nature. These people, they're simply the brainiacs of the world, so to speak, and they talk to themselves. It's quite common, okay? And what I'm going to discuss and tell people, as well as advise people, is how to cope with this as best as possible. For starters, if you especially live with multiple people, or you find yourself surrounded by people for the majority of the day, simply find a secluded location where you can let loose, hypothetically speaking, where you can just let your thoughts roam free, and you can just talk out loud without any, so to speak, persecution from anyone or other people labeling you as a nut job, because we all know what the world is like, and the average person, most of them are as dumb as nails, are going to label you insane, as in you're talking to yourself, you're crazy, blah blah blah. Okay, because of the correlation in relation to what I just said. Unfortunately, a good deal of people that are undesirable by society standards, so the homeless, the mentally ill, they also have that trait. So people easily associate the two with one another. If you talk to yourself, they'll see you as a nut job, so to speak. Yeah, so find a secluded location like a private office or something where you can be yourself and you can just let loose. Okay, let your thoughts roam free, etc. Another option, secondly, would be to start a diary, to start any kind of written log. If you have stuff that's in your head, stuff that you want to put on paper, then do so. Put it on paper. Okay. Stuff that you want an outlet for, put it on paper. Okay. That way you can always fall back on it. You can always do stuff like that and whatnot. Option number C, you can also create audio logs. If you're not a fan of writing because you can't write that fast, then simply start an audio log or a speech-to-text application, download it on your phone, and then you can just let loose. You can simply state every time, memo to self, memo to self. This option is favorable even when you're with other people, because if you're with other people, they know what you're doing, and they know, oh, okay, you just tell people, as in, I keep a log of stuff that I forget or stuff that I still need to do, and they're like, oh, okay. They're not going to think too much of it. Okay, they'll indirectly approve of it, and you won't get hassled by society and whatnot. What else can I say? What other options? For the rest, you simply, like I said, you need to question the validity of your thoughts and whether your thoughts are normal, etc., etc., etc. And once that's been covered out of the way, you've established for yourself that there's a good reason why you talk to yourself and why you simply state your words or make statements out loud, even if it's just gibberish or if it's just stuff that makes you seem like an absolute whack job. That's fine, as long as you know that as long as you're aware of it, you're self-aware, and you know that it's not a mental illness or anything like that. There's a good reason for what you do, why you do, and whatnot. It's due to increased mental pressure, it's due to this, it's due to that, then yeah, all of that is normal. But like I said, you simply need to be able to contain it when you're with other people, for example. Okay, the same thing that I do. When I do so, at best, I'll simply mumble or whisper, to myself briefly. Barely anyone will notice. But I will not just let my thoughts go loose. I restrict myself. I restrict the thoughts that want to come out, to put it that way. And when I'm alone, when I'm at home, etc., then I just completely let loose. I just let my thing. In my case, it's neurosis causing it, so I just let my neurosis go loose completely, and I don't even pay attention to it anymore. So yeah, those are the things that you're supposed to do. That's how you need to deal with it. But yeah, you can easily look stuff like that up online. I think there have been multiple researches that state the same thing, that most intellectual people, most people that are really intellectually gifted, brainiacs, and people that possess higher levels of intellect as opposed to the average person, these people tend to have this habit, okay, talking to themselves regardless of the reason. Like I said, the second you cross that line into borderline mental illness is when you don't take other people's feelings into consideration anymore, or thoughts in relation to you thinking out loud and you expressing those thoughts out loud. So you saying things out loud. The second you're so apathetic, or you're so far gone mentally that you start doing it regardless of who is around you or what is around you, in a negative way, to the point where people are going to look at you like you're insane, and it infringes with your ability to function within society like a normal person, then you have a problem, okay? Because that's when you've crossed the border, and your things are not gonna end well for you, because you're going in the way of ending up like a hobo alongside the street, and simply sleeping under a bridge and talking to yourself all the while doing it. So yeah, you simply need to set boundaries for yourself, and you need to control it in the methods or with the methods that I described. I'm going to close off this video by saying that rest assured that it's completely normal. It's completely normal. Again, look it up online. You'll see that there are plenty of studies that have gone into it, etc., that indicate that it's completely normal, and that mainly intellectual people have this trait. But again, don't worry. Talking to yourself is completely normal. But just keep the things that I said in mind. Bye.